Hello. I don't know if any of you know, my channel is not that big, but I have a CNC machine, and I bought it from ShopBot. I did a lot of background, did a lot of searching online, watching videos of people that had certain machines, and I really did my homework, and I tried to find a machine that would fit my budget and that offered some type of training. And there's a person that I follow on YouTube, and he purchased one, and so I picked his brain about it, and he suggested ShopBot. So I looked into ShopBot. I called down there. I spoke to them several times, and I finally made a decision that that's the one I was going to go with. And one of the biggest reasons that I went with it was they offered a 3-day school where you could drive to Durham, North Carolina, and you could take a class, and they would show you the shop bots. They showed you the whole workings of the place. I gained like 20 pounds by the way they fed you. Just a great group of people. You met the people in the office. From the receptionist to the workers out in the warehouse that were actually making the machines, putting them in the boxes and crates and sending them out. We had a great instructor for the class, TJ Christensen, who was very patient with old guys like me. And only thing that I would suggest for anybody interested in a machine, number one, you can't beat ShopBot. And but what I would suggest if you're going to buy a ShopBot is if you have some knowledge of CNC or how they work. ShopBot has a lot of great videos. Buy the machine, watch the videos, and use it for a while, and then go take the 3-day class, because like I never had any working knowledge of a CNC machine other than what I saw on YouTube, and I went down and I took the class and I learned from the class. But when I came back and my machine arrived and I started using it, I had a thousand questions on things that I could have asked during the class had I had the machine first and then went and took the class. So one of the biggest things that I love about my ShopBot is customer service. I used to call, but I found that if you email customer support, I guarantee you within 20 minutes, you've got a phone call or you've got an email asking you more questions, or they have a solution to the problem that you've inquired about. They will even ask you to send them your file, and they will look at your file and they'll fix it, or they'll send you a message back telling you what you need to do to fix it. And one simple thing I was having problems with, I was creating my files and I was putting special characters in when I was saving my work. And then I would bring the file up to run the program and it wouldn't work. You can't put special, and I found this out by calling down and asking the question, that you can't put special characters or anything in when you save a file because it won't accept it. But other than that, most of the problems I've had have been error on my part, things I just didn't know, or I overlooked when I was doing a process. But when you call, one time I called and I was so surprised at 7 o'clock at night I got a phone call back. Well, that's how they answered it in a timely fashion. I expected a phone call the next day, but I got it that day at 7 o'clock at night, and allowed me to go back out and go back to work batching out my products. But I used to have a business, and I learned quick that a bad review gets around a lot faster than a good job. And I always strive to do a better job, even if it meant giving my customer a free toilet rental. It was a portable toilet business. But that was one of the things I learned. But with ShopBot, when you call and you have a problem, it's not one of those like you get from most companies. An example is I bought a Sears Craftsman table saw, and almost a year after I had it, and it doesn't get used heavy, I couldn't run a 2x4 through it long ways that it didn't bind up and kick the breaker on the saw. And I looked on YouTube, which is, you can find anything on YouTube, and I adjusted everything. My fence was square and all this, so I finally called Craftsman's, and a year later, they said, "Oh, it sounds like your motor's going bad." I said, "Okay, great. It's less than a year old." Can you send me one? Oh, sure, we'll send you one for $300 or $400, however much it was. I only paid $800 for the saw. And it kind of ticked me off, but that's poor customer service. And now you find out that Sears is going under, and the store that I bought it from is no longer there. So, you know, if I buy a tool and I call for help, customer service to me and to a lot of people is the number one thing. But anyway, getting back to ShopBot. A while back, I joined a makerspace down in Baltimore City. It's called The Foundry. It's down at West Covington Park in Baltimore City. It's 101 West Dickman Street in Baltimore City for those of you that might be local. If you want to go to a great place with some great people and be able to use some great tools for $20 a day, first thing you got to do is you got to take the class, and more or less you're taking the class so they can show you how to use their tools. It's more or less like a safety thing, but you know, it's to show you if there's a problem, you know, how to go about fixing the problem, coming to them come out and fixing it. But anyway, look them up online, The Foundry, www.thefoundry.com, Baltimore City, Maryland. And if you find it, it comes up Dickman Street, that's the one you want. But I would really say it's one of the greatest places you can go to, from metal fabrication, sheet metal. We got a forge with an excellent instructor. We have anything from vinyl cutting, making your own decals. We've got a welding. We've got metal cutting. We've got a water jet. We've got metal lathes. We've got lathes, tools, just all kinds of tools. Check them out. Look them up online. And if you're local, come on down and give us a visit. Classes are relatively cheap. You're not going to find any place better or cheaper to go and make something than the Foundry here in this area. But anyway, getting back to it, we have a ShopBot. The ShopBot had the older boot on it. And for those of you that had the large table ShopBot, the 4x8, you'll know the boot I'm talking about. Well, a lot of people come in there and use it, and let's be honest, if it's not yours, a lot of times people don't take care of it. But anyway, the boot had become pretty much useless, so people weren't even using dust collection. So we fixed it the best we could. Like I said, we have 3D printers, so they even went and they tried to create something that would work on it. And I looked at it, and I looked online, and I think the part cost like $150, an updated version of the boot. So I emailed, excuse me, I emailed ShopBot, and I was sent to a lady down there by the name of Jeannie Taylor. And we talked on the phone, and I told her, I said, look, we're a makerspace. It's a community place where people can come in and work, and we have a ShopBot. And I told her my feelings of a ShopBot because I have one. The only regret I have with my ShopBot is that I bought the desktop because I have a smaller shop, and that was in 2015, and then I don't know when it was exactly, but the desktop version came out. And that's the Desktop Max version came out. And that's the one that I wish was available when I bought mine, because I would have loved to have had that over the desktop. No complaints with my desktop. It's 24 by 18, and the Desktop Max is 24 by 36. Just gives you more of a working area, and in my shop, that footprint fits perfectly. 4 by 8 wouldn't in my little shop. But anyway, I talked to Jeannie, told her about what we were. It's a non-profit. People come in and use it. And I told her that, the original boot over time had been destroyed. And I was willing to pay for it myself because it is a community place. And I do go down and use that ShopBot from time to time. Jeannie, who is a great person, sent me one to the Foundry at no charge. And I promised her way back then that I would put it on and do a review of it. And it's taken me too long to do it, but Jeannie, here it is. The new boot works great. The only problem we've had with it, and it's not a problem with the boot, is people, even though we put a sign up that said, please remove the dust cover before changing your bits. They're not doing that. They're changing their bits with the thing on, and they damage the skirting, the brush. So the Foundry had to buy more of the like the broom brush or whatever, and they've had to replace it a couple times. That's the only problem we've had with it. Other than that, the thing works like a charm. I remember going in there a couple of times when some of the members were in there and they were cutting MDF, and you could stand from one end of the shop and look down, and it looked like it probably looked like Los Angeles with all their smog out there hanging over that. The dust was everywhere. But since the boot has been replaced and everything's been updated, the boot works great. A lot of it is we still have some hard-headed people that come in and they don't like not being able to see their bit. They're afraid their bit will break. Well, you know, I got news for you. If you have the dust cover on or off, it's not going to prevent you from breaking a bit. Watching it bit, you can just see it break clear without the dust cover on. So that's just some problems we run into, and we have to keep replacing the brush, because even though you put the sign up, they still use the tools and don't take it off, and it crushes that one side. And it, you know, if it's open like that, it does affect the ability of the boot to pick up the dust. But again, ShopBot was great. They sent us that boot. The update was amazing. The boot is similar to the one that I have on my desktop. The old one was plastic. It had plastic like little teeth around it, and you know, it was they evolved from it. They learned from it, and they improved on it, and it works great now. The only problem is, like I said, we have to replace the skirting once in a while because of people that don't read and don't want to follow directions. But it has made a big difference on the ShopBot. It's kept the area a lot cleaner, and I'm not getting paid for this. I paid for my own machine. I've paid for all my parts. The only problem I ever had in mind was the button on the control didn't work. And again, I called down, and this was 2 years after I had the machine. And I said, my control box, the switch to set the RPMs, it won't work. And no questions asked. What's your name? Gave them my name, looked up what it was under, and they FedExed, and the next day I had a new part for my ShopBot. That's great customer service. I don't know what the other manufacturers are, and I'm not knocking other CNC machines. I'm just telling you from my point of view. I'm a ShopBot guy, and I always will be a ShopBot guy. And I've got some plans to build a larger shop, a 24 by 24. And the plans are that I'm going to probably upgrade and get a desktop Max to put alongside my desktop. And I will always go with ShopBot. You cannot beat customer service when you call down and it's answered right then and there. And when you get into woodworking or any business, even like when I had my toilet business, when you bought from a company and you made the purchase, you know, then when you called back, it was like, yeah, you know, but you had a hard time getting parts or whatever like that, and you learn from experience. But like I said here and tell you that if you have a problem with ShopBot, you go on and you contact customer support, you spell out the problem you're having, or you call them and they'll put you in queue. I guarantee you, you will get a call back. I was amazed, like I said, the night I got a call back, it was 7 o'clock at night, but I got a call back. And a lot of those times, Fridays have been a problem where something would happen. And again, it wasn't the machine, operator error. Terrible with, I'm still learning V-Carve, I'm still learning the ShopBot. That has nothing to do with ShopBot, that's me. It's just I need to take more time, sit down, and do a lot more reading on the where you bring up the help section, and it goes through everything. If you have any question or problem, you go through the help index, and it's in there, and it'll tell you what you need to do. But there's just sometimes, maybe it's because of laziness or that I'm not that smart, a lot of hits on the old noggin over the years. But I've never called down there, had a problem with anybody. They've always been kind, and Jean was very generous and gracious, and she sent us the boot to try at our makerspace, and it worked 100% better than what we had. So if you have the older ShopBot desk full table and you've got that old boot on it, I recommend highly that you contact ShopBot and you upgrade to the new Dust Collection boot. It works so much better, and it's so much easier to maneuver around. You pop it off with magnets, you change your bit, you pop it on, you're ready to go, just like on my desktop. So Jeannie, I'm sorry, I promised you this video a long time ago, and I'm just getting around to it. I was getting ready to head outside to do some things, and I said, I just thought I got to get that done for her. So here it is. And Jeannie, it was a pleasure talking to you. You won't find a better place in the world when you go to take their classes. The owner of the company comes out, talks to you. He's there. Everybody's there that has hands-on this machine, and you get to meet them. And that was one of the cool things, again, that took me to ShopBot. Actually going, taking the class, learning, going out, and having them show you the different machines they had set up and the things that you could do with it. I mean, they make their own parts. They make everything from the little handy bot all the way up to the full-size table, the vacuum tables, and everything. So if you're looking for a good machine and you're looking for a great company that gives you great customer service, go with ShopBot. Again, I'm not getting paid for this. I bought my machine. I'm doing this because I believe in, I'm a retired policeman. You never got a pat on the back, but you always got that complaint when it came in. And that's one of the things I learned over the years is, when you do something bad, everybody hears about it, but nobody hears about it when you do the good things. I'm not whining. I love my job. I'd do it again if I had the chance. But I believe in that this company will give you great customer service. If you have a problem with your product, they're there. They'll answer the call. They'll fix the problem, and they'll make sure the problem is taken care of. Now, don't take all this that I've said today like, oh, God, I got a lot of problems with my machine. I've had one problem since 2015 with my machine, and that's when that button went bad on my box, and it was taken care of. Other than that, it's been operator error on my part and learning the machine. And how I fixed a lot of my problems was I went into their help index in the software, or I went online on their videos, and TJ does classes periodically and puts them out there, and I've learned from them. So the material's there for you to use. There's material there for you to learn from. My suggestion again is if you're going to seriously looking into buying a ShopBot and you live close, well, they got an airport down there you can fly into. But if you're familiar with CNC machines, get down there, take the class, and then you decide whether you want to purchase it. Or if you're not, buy it, work with it, and then go down and take the class. But you were treated like royalty when you were there, and it was just a great class, and I've never had a bad thing to say about ShopBot since I've had it. So Jeannie, again, I'm sorry it has taken me so long to get this out. I promised you I felt bad, but I finished it, so that's one thing off my bucket list. Guys, thank you for watching this. Jeannie, thank you. Thank you, ShopBot, for being so helpful with an idiot like myself who has a million questions and can't always figure things out. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. God bless, and y'all take care, and have a good day.